It is Saturday, April 11th, and welcome to the COVID-19 Task Force Daily Update. I'm Joe Delarone, and today we're going to basically talk about some other things other than the actual COVID-19 pandemic. We're going to be talking about something a little different, and we'll start things off by introducing the Executive Director of Step by Step Child and Family Center. Let's welcome Natalie Beauvais. Natalie?
Yawa. Good afternoon, everybody. I am here to discuss a little bit of what's going on over at Step by Step. However, it does have to do a lot with the COVID. So just to let you know that on March 12th, when the pandemic was announced, we decided to close on the Friday and come in and speak with the COVID task force. On the Sunday, we were mandated to open by the Minister of Families to essential frontline workers in our community so that we could provide the services for them as they went on the front lines to care for our community. So on average, it's been going on for 4 weeks now that we've been doing this special emergency childcare. We average between 0 and 10 children per day. It is a last resort, so basically they are asking that the children be home with their families if at all possible, with a parent that is home or a sibling. And if that's not possible, then obviously they come to Step by Step. So what we have had to do is we've had to put in place strict measures to ensure that there isn't transmission. So on a regular basis, you would have 200 people that would come into Step by Step on a daily basis, at least, if not more, pickups and drop-offs. Now we're down to about 20, between, like I said, 0 and 10 children, and the bare minimal staff. We have generally 3 educators, sometimes 4, and 3 to 5 to 7 people in admin taking care of accounting, so on and so forth. The strict measures that they've put in place that have been approved by the Minister in Public Health is approximately a 20-25 page document where we're ensuring that the disinfection is happening on a continuous basis on the high-touch areas, the classrooms, especially when the children go out of the classroom to play outside. There's minimal toys that are in the classroom now. They're disinfected on a daily basis. Our school nurse, Juanita, reached out to us and told us to put away all the stuffed animals, so those are to the side. We're making sure that we're using our disinfection machine on a regular basis and that the maintenance are going around continuously disinfecting the high-touch surface areas. It's a little bit different in the classroom than it generally would be in the past, where circle is done a little bit differently. They're doing their best, the educators, to do the social distancing or the physical distancing, but the reality is we have kids. We have little ones that are in our care, so we have to be mindful of what's happening on a day-to-day basis, and that they're still feeling loved and secure and free and happy and having fun. So there aren't any masks. We don't wear masks. We do wear the gloves as usual when we're doing the diaper changing, the disinfecting, so on and so forth. The Minister hasn't asked us to do the personal protection equipment yet. We don't know if that's coming, but for now, that's how we're dealing with things. So as well as some of the things that we've decided to put in place is we're not going for walks with the children. And the reason for that is that for the social distancing, and because the children aren't necessarily all our regular children, so they might not know the actual process for going on the rope. As well, the rope would need to be disinfected on a continuous basis. So what we're doing is we're staying in our yard on our property. We do have to wash down equipment. We do have to wash down the washrooms more than we would on a regular basis, and we're following all the public health guidelines. The ratios as well. I'd like to mention the ratios is where in a classroom we would have up to 17 children. Now we're only going to have maybe 4 to 6 children per educator. If they're using the gymnasium, they will not be mixing the groups. So if there's 2 groups of 4, they won't use the gym at the same time. Everybody who comes into our building, you are no longer permitted to go to the classrooms. You must stop at reception where you will need to sign in. And yes, there is, you know, some sanitizer there, and there's equipment to make sure that there's distancing between the receptionist and that we wipe everything down after they come in. There's no more maintenance work being done at our building, and there's no the courier service is dropped off in our library where we don't touch the packages for X many days, depending on if it's plastic, cardboard, or what have you. So what we have done at Step by Step with the team is everything that comes in from the Minister of Families that we receive, and everything through the COVID. I report daily to the COVID, letting them know how many children, what's going on, what are the directives, and I share that with Kyle Zacharie, who's in charge of the youth center, 6 to 12 daycare, because ours is 0 to 5. So I'll let him talk to you a little bit about that later. So if I run into any problems or any issues with the directives of the minister, I connect directly to the COVID task force. So they have been there ready to respond quite quickly. So that's been great. And so now that we're into the 4 weeks, the educators, like I said, there's very minimal people in the building. So the ones who are not there are working from home. They're working on the portfolios of the children, and they're working at reaching out to the families and the children within the community. And we're noticing that with the isolation, with the quarantine, with everything that's going on, the mental health and the, you know, the isolating piece is really starting to weigh heavy on some of our parents. And the children are getting restless, they want to go back to school. So we've put things on our website. We've put a social story that's appropriate to speak to children, toddlers, and as they get bigger, the age-appropriate information. So if you'd like to take a look at that, you can go to our website at www.stepxstep.ca. You can always call us too at the main office. We're there from generally 7, depending on what the needs are. So between 7 and 5 or 8 and 5. And also, if there's an emergency, you can always contact me on my cell, and it's on the main line as well over at Step by Step. So we're doing the outreach to the families, and we're calling them. We're trying to upload some videos as well to our website that'll help the children to connect with their teachers. They will be doing some Zoom or some you know, classroom activities and reading to the children, and doing some outreach in that way. So if our educators aren't working on their portfolios or reaching out to the children, they're doing other activities within the community. They're volunteering at other organizations. I know that there was volunteers with the hand sanitizer that the Kahnawake Brewing Company was doing. So I think that's fabulous. Goa for that. And so there's a lot of things happening in the community. We're all connected. We're all doing our best to keep the children safe, to keep the families safe. And we were open yesterday, and we're going to be open on Monday as well. However, there hasn't been a need for the childcare for those 2 days. So the staff, we're all taking a little bit of a much needed rest, as is the rest of the COVID task force and everybody else that has been dedicating the majority of their time to this cause. So I guess you can say we're all learning together in this. So we're taking it day by day. We have to brainstorm ideas and come up with the best solutions moving forward. It's not always easy, especially when things are changing. It went from hourly to daily to now it seems to have calmed a little bit. At the same time, We're always doing our best to make the right decisions at the right time for everybody within our community, and it's not always easy. We put our best foot forward, and sometimes we have to reflect on the decisions we've made, and by consulting with others, then we're able to move forward. Because at the end of the day, we are all here for the best interests of everyone within our community. Now we'll go.
Now, Natalie, and very well done. So Natalie was talking about step by step and the younger kids. Now, Kyle Zacharie, the Youth Center Director of Operations, joins us now from a remote location. And Kyle, tell us a little bit about the adjustments that the Youth Center has made to participate and help out during this this pandemic.
Sure. So thanks for having me. Good afternoon to all of you. I just want to give the community an update on the childcare services that mentioned at the Kahnawake Youth Center over the last few weeks. So much like Natalie, Beauvais has just said previously, we're following all the directives from the COVID-19 task force, as well as any new directives that come from the Ministry of Families and Education. Natalie Beauvais from Step by Step and Carrie Brisson from the Kahnawake Education Center have been extremely helpful in keeping us up to date on all these directives as they come. And like Natalie was saying, they come, hourly at times, and things are changing. But we're starting to get in a good place now, in a good rhythm with the children, the 6 to 12 children. And now we're following a good practice guide for school daycares during COVID-19. So it basically sets out all of the parameters that we need to follow to keep not only the children safe, which is our main priority, but also the staff who are working with it. Overall, this is a team effort, making the 6 to 12 childcare service possible. It's a combined staff of the Youth Center staff, of Kahnawake Education Center staff, and of KSCS staff, all coming together daily. It's a mixture of community members and non-community members. It's a mixture of teachers and principals, prevention workers and animators, managers, directors. They're all stepping up to work with children each day. So we're open Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 5, and we accommodate the schedules of all of our essential service workers. But the work begins much earlier than that. So we have 3 teams of cleaning services that come in. So we have the KYC cleaning team that comes in every day at 3 a.m. So they work from 3 till 7, cleaning the entire building, making sure everything is good to start our day. Then we have the services of the Education Center cleaning staff, and they come in their first shift from 9 to 12, and they focus on all of the touch services. So every light switch, every doorknob, the handrails going upstairs, everywhere, every countertop. They take care of all that, and they focus on the first floor. Again, from 12 to 3, we have a second crew who comes in, who again goes over the entire building, takes care of all the touch surfaces, and then takes care of our second floor. So we are taking safety 100%. We have a large facility, as most people know, so it's somewhat easy to distance everybody while we're in there. But we're doing everything that we can to keep everybody safe. Even once you enter the building, you have to use hand sanitizer. We have a building tracking sheet, so we know everybody that's come into our building, what time they came in, how long they were in there for, just so we know how many people were in. And a lot like Natalie was saying, she used to have 200 people. I mean, the same for us. We used to have our fitness programs going on. We had the after-school program. We had people using our weight room daily. Now we're down to 15 to 20 people that come into our building. And most of that are the children and, of course, the cleaning staff that we have coming in. We also have attendance forms. We do a screening questionnaire each day with every child that comes in and their parents. The children have their dedicated areas of where they can hang up their clothing. We ask them to change their shoes, so it's not outdoor shoes that are coming into the building. They're washing their hands constantly. And even the 5 areas that we have within the building that they're using, we're making sure that they're sanitized constantly. So the children are using the gymnasium, which is fairly easy for them to get active, but also keep them separate. And we're doing a lot of activities that they don't need to be interacting with each other. Our art room, each child gets their own table in the art room. They get their own supplies, they get their own markers, and everything after we use it, whether it's a basketball or a marker or anything like that, is being sanitized by the staff as well. And the youth themselves, they're learning all the way things are working. We're using our lounge, and even if we're just watching TV, every child has their own chair. It's pushed to the side, and those chairs are clean at least 3 times a day by our cleaning staff that are helping us out. And outside, so a little different than Natalie over at Step by Step, but we actually go for walks each day. We don't need to use the rope like the 0 to 5s do, so we try to get them out and active, even if that means walking all the way down to the marina and back and taking an hour or two to take that walk. It's getting them out, getting them active. I just want the community to be aware that this is a service that is going on, and we do have children in the building, and we do have staff, and sometimes they're staff from the youth center, sometimes they're staff from the education center, from KSCS, sometimes they're community members, they're non-community members, but everybody here is looking out for the best interests of the children, and of course for the community that we all love. And that's really what we're doing in a nutshell, and bringing it all together, trying to support the community and those who are working frontline any way we can.
Starting, I'll tell you, I'm impressed. People coming in at 3 a.m. just to get the ball rolling and get the day started. Just tell me, Kyle, just for yourself, you haven't been the director of operations for that long. You've come in, and lo and behold, doing something completely different like this. What's it been like for you, along with your regular staff?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a change. If you look at it, all the service we provide are client-based. Like we have members who come in and do fitness classes. We have our youth who come into the after-school program, or our teens who come in at night to play basketball or hang out or do different things. And now that's like our whole world and everything we know is completely turned upside down. But I think like most people in the community, whether it's the women who I read on Facebook who were making medical scrubs, or the brewery who made the hand sanitizer, everybody is trying to accommodate the community and help us get us through this. And that's the same boat that we're in. We're just trying to look the positive and keep everybody safe and do what we can to help the cause.
All right. Thank you very much, Kyle. It was great of you to join us on this Saturday. I know you're trying to get a little rest yourself. These have been strange times and different times, but keep up the good work.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
All right. Kyle Zacharie, the Director of Operations over at the Kahnawake Youth Center. So that'll be it for our update today. Just a couple of notes here, and I wanted to mention one because Natalie mentioned that the Kahnawake Brewing Company is actually out delivering some hand sanitizer. They're bringing it to every house in Kahnawake over the next few days. I don't know how long that'll take, because they do have some volunteers. They haven't got to my house yet, but I'm in a hurry to see it. I've seen some of the pictures. We also had some from Thompson's Distillery a couple of days ago. They brought some that they're working on as a sample. And of course, these are tough times, but it's great to see community organizations and businesses working together for the betterment of our entire community. So just wanted to mention that. Also tomorrow on the program, Robin Delarone from the Kahnawake Education Center will be here, and she'll talk about some of the initiatives that are underway and some of the challenges that they're facing and how they're overcoming them. So that should be an interesting day tomorrow. We'd like to thank Natalie and Kyle for joining us today. And I'd just like to leave one note here that if you're a business or someone who's been having a difficult time, you've maybe lost your job and you're looking toward the Kahnawake Emergency Relief Fund measures, there is a new document that's been put out that they've been working on for a couple of days, and it has all of the information that you need. Whatever your circumstance, the numbers to call, the email addresses, the websites to see. Check it out. You can go to kahnawake.com/ where are we now? I had that somewhere. Relief, yes, kahnawake.com/relief, and that'll get you to the page. It has a whole lot of information on there, and it'll help you out. So at this time, we'd like to say, if you can get out there, keep yourself separated. If you're allowed to be out, the fresh air is beautiful right now. Sunshine is here in Kahnawake right now, so take care of yourselves, and we shall be back tomorrow with our next update of the COVID-19 task force. Nyao ko adana, onigiwahi.